Whoa, I'm sinking. All right, hey, as you can see, I've started to make some progress. I've cleaned out some of the sticks and things. Now it's time for a coffee break. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you about what I'm doing out here at Camp Hopeful, which is in Louisiana right now. I'm trying to live as off grid as I possibly can. I have really no idea what I'm doing at all. This is, we have a septic tank out here that we use. We don't have like city water or anything like that because we're pretty far out in the country out here. But we do have a septic tank, and this is actually where, right here, the pump is. So basically, I'm just clearing out the brush from a septic tank. You can't plant anything here. Um, the uh, the dirt actually looks like a whole bunch of clay. Obviously, I'm sitting on top of something that uh, might even be a huge ant pile. Uh, so I got rid of some of the thorns, mainly, basically all the thorns. So I'll easily be able to clear this out, landscape it, and I'm going to plant some vegetation that actually kind of will absorb the waste products, and I'll show you that in a different video. But there's actually grass and things like that you can plant out here, and they thrive very well. Not only that, is it's great for the environment, because they use all the waste, and that's how the plants live. So it's kind of like pros and cons to having a septic tank. You can feed something that is natural and that helps build up the world and your life at the same time. You can get rid of your waste products. I was going to plant sweet potatoes here because that's going to make up a huge part of my diet. Sweet potatoes are a superfood, and actually right now they are very expensive in the supermarket. I started juice fasting and some kombucha. I'm mixing kombucha tea that I make myself in with the juicing, and that will be on a later the later film also. But what I want to talk about is all right, so I began this process, and just the weeds and everything were the weeds, the thorns, the thistles, the briars, whatever you want to call them. They're really long, they're really tangly. It's not as bad as it seems, though. Once you clear the ones that can poke you or stab you or hurt you, you can level this ground out. I'll get it nice and tidy looking, basically. Then I'll plant that grass, like I told you, wild grass. It's actually going to be nice to look at and things like that. So this is not a complete waste of time. Am I going to put sweet potatoes here? No, I'm not. I'm going to have to find a new area. And actually, this dirt has got way too much clay in it. You have to have a nice solid foot deep of farming soil that plants can grow in and things like that. Obviously, these weeds and whatnot have no problem doing that. And that's kind of what as getting off grid for me and being 100% self-sufficient is my goal. I want to have my own energy, my own food, and eventually my own water. So why I'm doing this is 30 years I had those thorns and thistles inside of me due to addiction and alcoholism. My drug of abuse was alcohol. I don't call it my drug of choice. I had no choice. And I had no choice to pick up the bottle and drink all day long. 30 plus years. Wake up, drink. Lunch, maybe, but definitely alcohol involved. 2 bottles of gas station vodka called Kamchatka became my main drink of abuse. And I almost died from it more than once. Hospitals, jails, institutions, rehab 13 times. But one of the things I've started to do is I've started to get a passion for living that I never had. Because what's got to change is me. I have to change everything So living off grid isn't just a way for me to, um, survive and things like that. It's a way for me to stay sober, and that is my number one survival choice right there. That's my number one commitment to myself, to my family, to my community, to my state, and to my nation, and to the world, is for me to be sober. Uh, Instead of just waking up to serve myself, to drink, and to die. I was simply drinking to die. That was my only goal in life, was to be drunk. And do I still have feelings of wanting to drink and whatnot? Hell yes. There's some thorns in there. There's some thistles, but you know what? If I continuously keep battling, you'll notice that by the end of today, this entire area will be completely clean. Then I will dig up some of the roots, I'll smooth it over, and it's gonna look great. But things will grow back. So it has to be maintained. It has to be, you have to maintain your life. Just like with your sobriety, you have to maintain your life. You have to take a shower. You have to brush your teeth. You have to see the doctor. You have to do some lightweight exercising. You have to have a good diet. That's my main goal here in Louisiana, is to grow all the food that I eat. But that's my goal anywhere in my life. So what can I do? I am on grid, but what can I do in order to construction? There's a huge there's a huge tree company out here that they farm trees. It's like a paper mill or something, but they replant every 20 years. They have a new source of wood to cut down, or trees to cut down. So that's really awesome. At first I was like, oh no, man, we're even destroying Louisiana, the swampland, and definitely it is wet. So I'm gonna have to find a new way of growing the sweet potatoes. I've already got them started. I've got regular potatoes started also. I've got spinach, carrots, and peas. So carrots, peas, oh, and I have onions. So for me, I like to cook a lot of Asian food. So my mirepoix, which is a fancy word for onion, celery, and carrots, or it's a French word for something, I have no idea. I was a chef before. Now I get to grow my own food and prepare my own food. Mainly it's going to be juicing, pescatarian diet, where I will still eat eggs. I will still do some dairy, and I will, it's mainly vegetables, fish, and like eggs, and fruit, of course. So what my main thing to do is try to get all my produce, and I feel better. I've only been juicing with the kombucha for a few days, and I don't even need coffee anymore in the morning. I'm only drinking it because it gives me something to hold on to. Speaking of holding on to, I always am trying to hold on to the old idea that I can still take a drink of alcohol successfully, like a normal person, without having, without losing everything, including almost up to my life. That just hasn't happened to me yet. But yet is you're eligible too. I am still eligible to die from alcoholism. However, if I keep this fatal disease of addiction under control and I start living with passion, my passion is to grow food. Who knew? I mean, I wish I would have gotten into this so much earlier. It's just it's just so simple to me. You take a seed, you plant it, you water it, you take care of it, you nourish it, and it will grow. And then the reward, which is no way, shape, or form an instant gratification reward, the reward will be sustenance, a healthier diet, and a healthier meal. So I'll be able to do more off-gridding. I will be able to like eventually build my own house and my own power supply, and my own water supply. Hunting, that's going to come on down the road eventually. But like I said, I want to be vegetarian, and I definitely want to find a fish. I want to find a source of fish. Luckily for me, I live down the road about 10 miles from Toledo Bend, which is a huge reservoir, great for fishing. It's the 5th largest man-made body of water in America, and its source, what I love about it is there's fish there, there's wildlife, and it generates electricity for a lot of folks around this area, maybe even me. I have no idea. I should check that out. So as you can tell, I'm still in a area where you can hear trucks and things like that. You know, I'm obviously not picking a very good time to film, but you don't hear this that much during the course of your day. So I'm going to finish clearing this. I'm going to finish my coffee first, and eventually I'm going to find a different way to grow sweet potatoes, because like I said, they're a superfood, and if you want to be super, eat superfoods. And coffee, I'm going to miss my coffee, but I'm about to start limiting that down to a few cups a day, this being one of them. So remember, sometimes in life, when you're trying to get sober, when you're trying to lead a different type of lifestyle, clear out those little thorns and thistles. Clear them out first, because they're the ones doing you the most damage. So far I haven't bled today, but I've been poked a few times. But what seemed like a complete nightmare of having to pull all these weeds and all this brush, if I just started with the brush that would hurt me the most, and I got rid of that, the rest is simple. It just takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of effort. And that is what happens when you decide to live a different type of life. Are there going to be ups and downs? Hell yeah. Who knew that I was just clearing out the area that is mainly our waste area from our house? But, you know, shit happens, or stuff happens, excuse me. That's what Forrest Gump said. It happens, right? He didn't say anything other than it happens. So I'm going to keep battling these thorns in my life and on this ground. And by the end of today, which you will see, this land will be completely landscaped. Break over.